USAA knows dynamic duos can save the day, like superheroes and sidekicks or auto and home insurance. With USAA, you can bundle your auto and home and save up to 10%. Learn more and get a quote at usaa.com/bundle. Restrictions apply.
With a major selection of the looks your kiddos love, starting at just $4 in the Walmart app, a new school year means a stylish new them. Who knew? Find skater skirts and Crocs that say, I'm casual but cool. Sparkly sneakers that say, it's my classroom, you're just learning in it. And preppy polos that say, I'm the teacher's pet, even if they're mommy's menace at home. Find their favorite styles starting at just $4 in the app. The Walmart you thought you knew is now new.
I'm going on vacation soon. Are you? What are you doing this summer?
I'm going to go up to Vermont. I'm going to just chill out in the woods for a little bit and then hopefully do a little swimming, fishing, and that's about it.
You're going to put your Paul Bunyan shirt on, get out there, chop a few trees, attack a few termites.
I prefer the brawny towel guy.
New brawny paper towels, now stronger than ever.
But yeah, pretty much. What are you doing?
Well, I unlike you, I'm not a tick wrestler because I know that you are a tick wrestler, and it's quite a career that you've had in tick wrestling. Mm-hmm. We're going out of the country. We go to a place that we normally go every year, so we know the people. We rent a place, and we go with a bunch of different families, and it's a lot of fun. The kids have a blast. The parents have a blast. Watching the kids have a blast. Everybody gets slightly hammered. It's one of those great things that you do when you go on vacation. Travis, what are you doing this summer?
I'm actually going to be renting a house with my wife, kids, and in-laws in Central Oregon later on in the summer. So,
is that good or bad, Travis?
Take your pick. We haven't seen them in over a year and a half, but everyone, all the adults are vaccinated. So it should be nice. I'm looking forward to it, but it'll be a lot of noise and people hugging and distraction. So
I'm going to be tick wrestling. He's going to be kid wrestling. And it sounds like you are too, Adam.
Oh, absolutely. But isn't it great to use the magic words hugging? We haven't done that in a long time. So it's wonderful that we're coming out of this mess. And although we still have to be a little bit careful and keep our eye on the variant bouncing ball, the truth is that I think we're all blessed that we are transitioning from what was a very, very dark time.
Well, I thought the variant you were going to talk about was actually vacation scams.
Oh, golly gee. I mean, vacation scams are just legion. Everything from, here is the best possible deal you're ever going to make from a third-party travel site, or you're approached by someone who's renting vacation homes, and this is your chance to get the deal of the century, but you got to lock it in right now.
100%. Or you go and you go to your house that you rented, and there's 5 more people in the driveway because they all rented it for the same time.
So, well, in one sense, it gives you a community spirit, but in another sense, it's really, sort of disconcerting and gets a little crowded there, especially with people you didn't know and you had no idea that you were spending the next 2 weeks with.
Well,
but
the scammer does pretty well.
That's why it's very important that people really pay attention. And the first thing is, if something sounds too good to be true, it absolutely is. So be careful. Vet the people from whom you rent your home. Make sure the hostel you're going to is actually the hotel that you're going to. And
that means call them. It means actually call them.
Call them. Use reputable travel agents, hopefully with whom you've had prior good experiences. Also, read reviews before you do anything or go anywhere to make sure that you're not sort of walking into vacation hell as opposed to a good time.
Hey, it's Paris. I love sparkly things, right? Like stars. Duh. And thanks to Hilton and AutoCamp, I just slept under them. Picture me, serving looks by the fire outside my luxurious Airstream, making s'mores with the kids, while a national park is our backdrop. The great outdoors meets Hilton hospitality. That's hot. Explore all the new ways to stay at Hilton.com. Hilton for the stay.
This episode is sponsored by Friskies, who would like to tell your cats hi. Now, if that didn't get your cat's attention, there is one thing that always does the trick. Just pour some Friskies crunchy food in the bowl and you'll hear those paws come running. Works every time. With so many Friskies choices, you can always bring your cats running from their secret napping spots. There's always more to explore. See for yourself at friskies.com or visit your local store.
I'm Adam Levin, and welcome to What the Hack, where you can come and, well, you can get your weekly cyber snack. I'm the former director of the New Jersey Division of Consumer Affairs, founder of Cyber Scout, and author of the book Swiped: How to Protect Yourself in a World Full of Scammers, Phishers, Identity Thieves, and Beau.
I'm Beau Friedlander, and I resemble that comment. I love cyber anything. I love stories about scams and fraud.
And I'm Travis Taylor, resident tech guy and occasional voice of God.
But sometimes we rent these houses just from people we know, and that actually is a good segue for our guest today because it's a lot like buying something. And oftentimes when we're looking to buy something, whether it's a car, a bike, not usually a house, but those kind of smaller items, we might go on websites to do that. And they're fraught with scams and fraud.
Oh, absolutely. And when you arrive at your vacation destination, a lot of people have this vision that their hotel room is their castle, and it's not. It's more like a Swiss cheese. Make sure if you have valuables, you put it in the hotel safe as opposed to the safe in your room. Make sure you don't leave important documents or valuable digital devices sort of laying around in your room. Because remember, an awful lot of people go through your room who are transitory by nature. They could be engineers, maids, they could be bringing or taking away the food trays, and you don't know how long they've been at the hotel, if they've had any issues with stuff disappearing. All of these things have to go into the equation. When you hook into the Wi-Fi system at a hotel, always be mindful of the fact that it may not be secure.
And assume that it's not. That it's not. And also my favorite that I always tell people is, and if you find a menu in your room, call up the restaurant, because there is a scam out there where thieves will slide a menu under the door and it'll look like you're ordering pizza, and you order the pizza, but you just gave a thief $20 and there's no pizza.
You become dinner, basically.
Yep, that's right.
Or at least you're paying for their dinner when you were thinking that you were paying for your dinner.
If there's an activity, there's a scam attached to it.
Hey there, campers. Look, if you have a story about being a victim of a hack, we'd love to hear about it. Give us a call at 623-252-1828. That's 623-252-1828, or email stories@whatthehackpod.com. Another thing that people should keep in mind, everyone loves social media. We just got to share everything, every moment of our trip. Just the danger, if you share everything from your trip at the moment you're doing it, by de facto, if people know where you are, they also know where you're not. So,
trust me, I'm totally attached to social media. It's to find out what you're doing.
Well, and I view social media so I can figure out what my wife is doing, even when we're on the same trip. So,
100%.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a shortcut. Oftentimes, using social media, it's kind of like, well, I didn't want to bother you, so at least I knew what you did, and I sent a few likes and smiley faces. If I can see it,
the thing is, like,
everybody can see it.
100%, and that is the problem. And but the same goes with purchases. And if you get it wrong when you're going to buy something, especially from somebody you don't know, your money's going to go. It's going to set off into the sunset, and you're never going to see it again.
Yeah, I'm all for sunset cruises, but not for my money.
No, you don't want to see it sailing like that. So there are some things that you can do. We're going to be talking about them today, but we should just kick straight to our guest, who, by the way, Adam, I have known since kindergarten.
Oh my God. I didn't know you knew anyone. I didn't even know you remembered way back to kindergarten.
Indeed. And with that, here's Noah.
Okay, so Noah, this is Adam. thank you so much for coming on our show today. And, to start, we always like to get to know a little bit about you, like where you live, what you do, before we get to your story. So where do you live?
I live in East Norwalk, Connecticut.
Oh, it's a beautiful town.
It's a great little spot down here. We're down by the water. We like it a lot.
That's perfect. What are some of the things you do in East Norwalk?
We're very involved in tennis and the waterfront community where we are here. A lot of sailing, a lot of boating. The kids can walk to school here, which is really great. And my wife works from home, and I work in advertising usually, but I've been taking a little bit of time off to spend with the kids during the pandemic and sort of thinking about what I've done. So we're enjoying ourselves right now. It's a good time.
So it's a period of reflection.
Yeah, for sure.
So Noah, you and I have known each other for a while. Do you remember where we met?
Where we met? Mm-hmm. Well, I've known you so long. I mean, elementary school.
I think it was kindergarten. I think it was kindergarten.
That long ago?
Yeah. So I remember you as somebody who enjoyed to make rivers in the woods out of things that were barely rivers, and I know that you're a super creative guy. How has that morphed in your adult life? You doing that kinds of stuff with your kids down there on the beach?
It's funny. I know exactly what you're talking about. And I know the streams that you're talking about and building dams and doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
My mother still has that house, and my kids still play in those streams and brooks and do the same stuff that you're talking about right now.
Huh.
So it's pretty cool. And they do spend a lot of time at the beach digging everything up. My son likes to rescue horseshoe crabs when they wash up. He started a little rescue community with other kids down there. So they look for the tagged horseshoe crabs, they report them, they send them back out, they make sure they don't get disturbed. There's all kinds of stuff like that going on down here to sort of carry on that love of playing around in the water.
Well, that's good, because it sounds like, when you were younger, you were involved in sort of environmental disasters, damming up little rivers and endangering species and all that stuff. So it's good that you've seen the light. Your kids are now on the road to an environmentally pure life.
In our defense, we were making rivers where no river existed, and then we were making dams, and then we would make them again.
So that, in other words, you were drowning ants.
Maybe. I don't think so.
Maybe. I mean, Beau, if your memory is that good, I'm almost afraid to go forward with the rest of this conversation.
So you said that your wife works at home. What does she do?
Rita works for a company called Experian, which is a large credit reporting agency, if you didn't know that. And
know them well, yes.
She is a director of sales for them. So she brings in clients very basically so she can work at home. Otherwise she would be traveling all the time. But since we're in this pandemic situation, she's home all the time now.
So if Rita works for Experian, that means you have probably the whole family has a really good sense of cybersecurity and the scams that are out there and various kinds of online crime. I mean, Experian is one of the gatekeepers. They try to be when they're not leaking our data. No offense to Rita's company.
No worries.
Is that a fair assumption?
I think so. I mean, Rita was the first one who looked at this thing, saw where this conversation about the boat was going.
Well, what happened, Noah?
I don't know where to begin.
At the beginning.
We belong to a club that has a marina. My son has an unbelievable love for the ocean and for boats. And my wife told him that if he got straight A's, we would get a boat. So he's been on high honors for the last, 9 months. And so now we have to get him a boat. And the window to do that is very tight because you have to get a slip and pay for the slip at the marina. And then you have to produce the boat and put it in. And if you don't have a boat, you have to give up the slip, and it gets very stressful. So coincidentally, this is the worst time in history to buy a boat because there's a pandemic going on and everybody wants a boat. You can't get a new boat and you can't get a used boat of any kind. It's just a brutal market to do this. And since I've never really bought a boat before, I have gone into this feeling like, what could go wrong? I just want to get a boat. No big deal. So I went on to Craigslist where I have had success buying other things. I'm sure you have too.
Sure.
And I actually found a boat. It was perfect. We went up to the boatyard, looked at the boat, made an offer, and set up a sea trial. And then I was looking at the boat a little closer, and it turns out that boat had some super duper fatal flaws, and it fell through. So I went back to Craigslist, and now the clock is really ticking, and I need to find a really good boat. And I'm not talking about like a huge boat. I'm talking like a 15, 17-foot little boat that my son and I can kind of putz around in.
It's like a Boston whaler to go blue fishing or whatever.
Exactly.
Got it.
So this, we would not say this was Noah's Ark then.
No, nothing. Although we'd probably name it something like that because that's the kind of corny people we are.
This episode is brought to you by Nespresso Virtuo Coffee Machines. Ready to enjoy the bold flavors of barista-quality Nespresso iced coffee at home? Simply fill a glass with ice and press the brew button on your Virtuo Pop machine to enjoy rich double espressos roasted to stand up even when chilled. Refreshingly bold iced coffee. Refreshingly easy to make at home. Visit Nespresso.com to shop now.
Hey, this is Bill Simmons from the Bill Simmons Podcast, here to help you make the most of your summer with Michelob Ultra, a superior light beer worth playing for. Play for it with the guys when you're competing to see who can sink more birdies on the golf course, because winning tastes even better with Ultra on the line. Play for Ultra. Fill your fridge with Michelob Ultra this summer. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025 Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
So I reached out about this boat. It was perfect. And there were only 2 pictures of the boat. And the boat, as advertised, was very close by. It was like 10 miles away. And I said, hey, this boat's perfect. Super interested in buying this boat. Can you send me a couple more pictures? Because I'd like to see it before I drive up there. But when you do that, let's set up some time. I'll come and check out the boat. And so this person got right back to me with a name. Her name was Ann White. And she attached like 15 pictures of this boat. It was great. The boat looked great. She sent me an email that said the boat is in great condition and there's nothing wrong with it. And my husband passed away, so we're not using the boat anymore. And I just want to get rid of it. If you're still interested, please, let me know. I just want it to be super easy. And I was like, that's great. I want it to be super easy. When can I come and see the boat? Because when you're buying a boat, number 1, you go see the boat. Number 2, you make an offer on the boat. And number 3, you put the boat in the water and you do a sea trial. Like, this is a lot of money, and there's a very established process. And I was super psyched. I was like, we found our boat. I have a slip, and the pictures really looked good. And so then she got back to me and she said, listen. She sent you more pictures when you asked for them? She did. She did. Okay. Like, quickly. Wow. Then she gets back to me and says, hey, Noah, like, as I mentioned, I'm a widow and I'm actually living with my parents in Pittsburgh right now. So I'm not able to show you the boat. And the boat is also in Pittsburgh and it's shrink wrapped and ready to ship. So don't worry. I have an arrangement with eBay and I can put you in touch with them. And I've worked out all the details for shipping. Just give me your address. All right, stop right there. Stop there. Now, at this point, you're like, this is cool. This is normal. The boat's shrink wrapped in Pittsburgh. Oh, totally not. I'm absolutely, all the bells are going off.
Is that like Sleepless in Seattle, shrink wrapped in Pittsburgh? I mean, that's a chick's movie. I would say so.
Yeah. I was like, immediately just like, oh, Jesus Christ. So that email is a lot longer. I actually have it printed out, but it goes on to say, how she can't possibly show me the boat, but everything's totally legitimate. She's talking about eBay. I have come to this boat on Craigslist. Let me know if how you want to pay for the boat, and let me know where to send the boat. And we're talking about like a $20,000 Boston whaler. It just absolutely collapsed all around me. So I said to my wife, who had called this out earlier, she's like, why would she tell you she's a widow? What does that have to do with anything? And I'm like, I don't know. It sounds really weird. So Rita, go back to when Rita asked you why would she tell you the widow thing? Yeah, why would she tell you? I'm like, yeah, why would she tell me she's a widow? I know this sounds completely this is unraveled and become revealed as the fraud that it's going to be.
Sure.
But in my morbid curiosity, I have got to find out like where this is going. So I got back to her again and I said, that sounds a little unusual to me, but what would the next steps be? Like, how can I see the boat? Or how are you going to get the boat here? Can I send the boat back if I don't like the boat? Like, what are the guarantees? And she said, like, absolutely. If you don't like the boat, you can send the boat right back. That's part of the eBay program. And I was like, all right. I just wanted to keep it going because I was so curious, like, and angry. I was like, I'm determined to find out where this is going and how is she going to do this? And also reveal you. I want to like reveal this person's scam and beat her at this game. It has nothing to do with the boat anymore. I'm just so pissed off at this person for doing this.
Playing with your feelings.
I'm like, yeah, how dare you? So unfortunately, I think in my response to her, I was probably not that cool and didn't sound as stupid as somebody she was hoping would be. And I didn't hear back from her again.
So you never had to reach out to eBay or?
No, that's where it dead ends. And it was just very interesting that that these scams happen. That these things go on all the time.
Yep.
But that there's such a response time to these scam artists when they see an opportunity. Like, I never thought this would happen in this space, in like the boat market space on Craigslist, where someone could see immediately, like, there's a window of 6 weeks where the boat market's really hot and it's impossible to find one. And then seize on that opportunity and hope that somebody would be so stupid as to fall for that and go through with it. And I would add also, we Googled the boat. We Googled Boston Whaler 17-foot boat for all the images we could find. And sure enough, this person simply cobbled together a bunch of images from Google that looked like this thing and made this beautiful ad. And I completely fell for it.
Yeah, but you're the anti-unicorn of these scams because, I mean, Adam, like, how many people fall for that scam every day?
Oh, every day. And the people who perpetrate these scams are people who they understand. It's shocking how well they understand, but whether it's a holiday, whether it's some disaster, whether it's something that would be meaningful to people.
Or just vacation time.
And the time frame. They pay attention because they realize that no one else is paying attention to the fact that somebody with bad intentions would be paying attention.
Or they have a slip and they have a kid who's waiting for the boat and they've got a little bit of a rush in their soul and and they're going to make a mistake. She, whoever this was, he or she lacked the imagination to get you completely on the hook. But that's all that happened there, because had you met somebody who was a better writer, who could think up a better scenario, you may have got. It's just luck, dumb luck that you were smarter than your scammer in this case.
It doesn't make me feel a lot better, but yeah, I mean.
So did you get the boat?
We're boatless.
Oh.
And we had to give up the slip for the season. So, we're still looking for a boat, but it's not easy. And I mean, I live in an area replete with marinas and boat dealers. And it's an unbelievably difficult situation to find a boat right now.
Well, I will tell you, Noah, I'll tell you, there are two, I kid you not, there are two 17-foot long Boston Whalers sitting in the Brooklyn Navy Yard right now by the Kent Street entrance, and nobody's using them.
Whose are they?
I will sell.
Oh, I know.
They're mine, and I will sell you one. It's $25,000, but I will let you put it in the canal right there. You just have to send me an advance of $5,000.
That's it?
Well, just to make sure that I don't know, I need a deposit.
And to make you feel better about it, Beau also has a few shares in a bridge that he'll throw into this deal.
Right, and cheaper if you buy them with Ethereum.
Adam, it sounds like you know and have done a lot of research about the people on the other end of this industry, for lack of a better word.
You know, Beau and I wrote a book about it called Swiped: How to Protect Yourself in a World Full of Scammers, Fishers, and Identity Thieves. And we talk about all sorts of different scenarios where hackers, scammers, and fishers have just touched the right strain, have gotten people to respond to a situation because they know people are busy, they know people are distracted, they know people are focused on one thing and are not really focused on everything else around it because they're just, this is it. They have blinders on. You were looking for that boat. They knew there was a certain period of time where someone would be looking for a boat. They knew you were from the Northeast, and this was their moment, and they struck. And they are sophisticated, creative, and persistent. They know there's a pot of gold at the end of their rainbow. Now, the concept of pot of gold can be relative based upon who it is and the size of the gold, but the fact of the matter is that with not a lot of effort, you would be shocked at how many people fall for these kinds of scams and end up giving these scammers pretty decent payday.
So 3 cheers for Noah. Take a victory lap, man.
Well done. Well done.
It was a close call, guys, but it's just goes to show you like the different spaces that these people will permeate.
Speaking of which, in the opening, before you came on, we were talking about vacations, and because it's vacation time. And this boat thing is no different from the menu scam at hotels, where someone will go through the whole hotel and slide a menu under the door, and you're hungry. You just got there. You just want to go to get some pizza and go to sleep. You order the pizza. No pizza. Just a $20 charge on your card. Bye-bye. And I mean, so the scams, whatever the scam is, like the smaller, the easier. But I mean, you have to at least admire the enterprise, Adam, of this boat salesperson. It's pretty impressive that they're going to ship a Boston whaler from Pittsburgh to East Norwalk, Connecticut.
Oh, no, quite. Listen, again, these are enterprising people who, whether it's a catfishing scam where they're trying to get someone to get caught up emotionally with them because they want money, or it's a hotel scam of one sort or another, or, one of my favorite vacation scams, and we always warn people against it, it's you check into a hotel, the middle of the night, you're kind of half awake, phone rings, front desk says, "We encountered a problem with your credit card. Could you please give me the credit card number of another credit card?" And a lot of people go, "It's the middle of the night. I don't want to get up, go downstairs. Hey, whatever. Here's the number." And they essentially just gave away their credit card. So it's really, you'd be surprised at how many vacation scams there really are and how successful they really are.
And you got it right, Noah. It's all about just, if there is a place where money is changing hands, scams are happening around it. Yeah. Well, thank you. It was really nice to see you again.
Well, it's really nice to see you, and I hope to see more of you as you come up to Connecticut, as I heard you might be.
Well, this has been gratifying for me, Noah, because I thought Beau was basically born at age 30. The fact that he has a childhood that we're dying to find out at some point later you can tell us all about. Thank you for enlightening us, and thank you for really staying sharp and avoiding what could have been a not inexpensive experience for you.
And Noah, I'll be sending you a check to not tell him about my childhood as soon as we get off this call.
Gonna have to be a big check. It's wonderful to talk to you guys, and I think that the subject you're exploring is really a good one. Happy to join you.
Thank you, Noah.
All right, guys. Have a great weekend.
Bye now.
Bye.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
What the Hack is a Loudtree Media production in partnership with Large Media. That's LARJ Media. You can find What the Hack wherever you get your podcasts. Be sure to follow us on social media and find additional information at adamlevin.com. Loudtree.
Behind every empire are the people history tried to forget. Lost Roman Heroes tells the stories of the remarkable characters who shaped Rome from its mythical beginnings to its final fall.
Each episode blends armchair storytelling, sharp historical insight, and a bit of humor to bring these lost figures to life. From generals to scientists, from rebels to empresses, from priests to politicians, these lost Roman heroes have one thing in common.
They stood up for civilization when the bad guys threatened, and in doing so, they changed the course of human history. If you're into history that's vivid, surprising, and deeply human, this show's for you.
Behind every great meal is a person with a story to tell. Hear them on Culinary Characters Unlocked, the podcast that reveals the lives behind the food. Hosted by me, David Page, Emmy Award-winning journalist and creator of Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives, as I talk with everyone from culinary legends to mom-and-pop standouts about the creativity, grit, and passion that shape the food we love. Follow Culinary Characters Unlocked on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.